Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a battle on the roulette lane. It should be very entertaining with a bigger server size. Hope you enjoyed this public match. Here we are live at the roulette lane battlefield. A very beautiful map, a map that was CSA biased for years and has slowly become more and more union biased with the updates of higher server populations. And I'm intrigued to see what the artillery and the vaulting update that was most recently put in the game will do. Looking at our numbers on this glorious battlefield, we have a 98v93, so almost a 200-man server. That is pretty exciting. More Confederates than Union, but what else can you expect on an attacker map? Let's look at our defenders officers first. We have War Master here.
They're using BBs.
We also have Drywall and Patrick Jr. Peach, our last infantry officer here.
Someone else
Is Dua Lipa. Didn't know that person was playing this game. And then we also have Brofist leading the Union artillery on a great position in a War of Rights artillery map. So, in terms of our Confederate officers, we have Preacher, Viceroy of Texas, and Kissing the Homies. Good night. Is there another one over here? No, there's not.
He left again.
Alright, I'll be right back, boys. Give me
Wow,
Is there, I assume that was their officer because they're all talking about the man dying. Which, that's great. Officer dying. We'll see what his name is in a moment. So, historical Confederate assault on this map is to push down this left side, go around this left house, this white house, go around the Browner barn, and then push up this hill, slam in here, hit the artillery. And that's exactly why you see the Union having some men hold here. You also see some Union guys going up to this corner. Again, very interesting approach to trying to hold this right side. But on top of this, more recently we've seen the Confederates go left, which is what you're seeing them do here. Because it is a little more of a secure pass, you have more snake fences and straight fences to protect you as you push towards the point of contention. You can also go up to this house easier. So the Union's putting everything in the fact that they're going right, and very quickly this group pulls back to the center. I'm intrigued to why they moved over there just to move back. Moving our men over here, we see Preacher and then Viceroy of Texas. They are pushing to the far right here. And to their surprise, maybe not surprise, no one's over here. This Union group's holding up on this fence. I've never seen a Union hold there. They're going to get hit from behind. You can see that Confederate group moving in the distance. But the Union is... oh, this is the weirdest map of the lot lane that I've ever seen. So, these Confederates are charging up. There are more. There are more. Not a lot. But a lot of them dying from that Union volley. This Union group on the right is now pushing to the left side. Again, this group, the Union on the far right, is now pushing to the left. And this Confederate group, if they hurry it up, can get up on the snake fence and have a huge position. Because Union is putting... I mean, Union's still distracted because there are Confederates here taking shots at them. They're taking shots. They're not moving for a while. Whereas this Confederate force going to have an opportunity to move. We have York Wall here. That is our other officer. Viceroy Texas is now back on this side. He's just jumping to different sides of the battlefield. You know, back in the day, they had them teleporters in the Civil War. Let's see, have the Union begun to move back? No, they haven't. We can actually see one Union group. I think that's Drywall's men. They're moving back to the right side in an attempt to stop this Confederate force. This Confederate force is going to beat them to the stone wall. Or snake fence, my goodness. Do this for a couple hours, you start screwing up basic things. Anyways, here they go. They meet up at the snake fence. Confederates getting the firm hold on the map. You can see Preacher's guys on the top left of your screen. They have begun moving through the orchard. Yeah, Confederates are just overwhelming the Union. What are the Union on the left doing? Shooting at a couple of things, not much. But the Confederates now Jeez, that is crazy. What a beautiful artillery shot. That just killed like 5 or 6 of them. Did it destroy the fence? No, it didn't. Apparently just hit their heads, headshots. The rest of the Union now beginning to make their way over to this side of the battlefield. However, it's probably a little too late. We'll see, though. They have more numbers, the Union does. Union has a lot of guys on artillery, though. Union mass charging in here. It's going to be close. Confederates falling back. That basically gives the win to the Union because half the Confederates now, or all of them, aren't going to be focused on stabbing. They're going to be focused on running. And the Union have successfully held this snake fence despite everything. I mean, you have guys chasing them a long ways.
You will, Rebel. I can't run out of it. You son of a bitch.
Get back! Get back! I can't run!
Truce. Oh, shit. No, I lied. Oh, get him. Get him. Oh, I'm about to bleed out.
Oh, wow, we got him.
Yeah, we fucked him up, man. I killed like 3 of them right there.
Oh, so this guy is not done. I'm going to try to pronounce his name. I could not imagine dying by getting whacked in the head with the butt of a gun. That would hurt. So, Preacher has his guys. I think this is Preacher anyways.
Right there on the fence line, Tiger.
Can't. Oh, it's kissing the homies goodnight. I assumed it was him because we saw him die earlier. But they are holding up in the house. Artillery shot. Destroying fences in the way while getting some kills. But kissing the homies night, holding his men up in the house while getting shot at by the rest of the Union. We have our hero from the Union.
Never
Judging from what the chat was. Oh,
See, I
hello,
told you.
Rip.
Here he is. Yep, there should be another one.
Don't worry, we got him.
Thanks for the
another
tickets, you fucking idiot.
Matt Penn has a weak chin.
So, the Confederates are taking some time. They're going to need to reform here and then push the Union again. You can see them coming out of their main spawn. They are pushing to that left side again. Union in more firm position. In a more firm position than last time, hopefully. I mean, Union holding the corner from the Stonewall snake fence. You can also see them holding up on this snake fence. And then you see more Union pushing far out this way. I want to look at something very quickly, though. So, right, there's a one-man difference in favor of the Union. The Union has about 10 men on artillery. So there is a 10-man difference right now between infantry men on the battlefield, which gives the Confederates a big favor. Like, the Union has to try to, the artillery guys have to make sure that they're making up 10 muskets, maybe not muskets, but 10 guns. They're making up 10 guns worth of damage over the course of the game to make sure that their artillery was worth it.
Stand up.
So we have
Guys, give a
Patrick
chance.
Jr.
Stand up
Peach
so you
and his men
reload
over
5
here
seconds faster.
Voltage.
taking his shots
Oh,
at the
fuck.
house.
Central left flank.
God damn it.
That's why I say crouch. Glitch spot.
And there's a couple guys here. Not a whole lot. You can shoot through the walls of the house, which is why they're doing that. You see the Union guys in the corner doing as well. A lot of Rambos just pushing in there. And we can see the Confederates, led by Viceroy and Preacher. They are charging straight for this Union group.
I want those burgers and fries. They're full of victory.
I want those chicken titties.
So the Union holding back from the snake fence and now pushing up last second.
You damn shitheads.
The rest of the Confederates charging up out of the woods now. We can see War Master's men now charging in here. Both sides hitting engage basically at the same time. A lot of they're not charging. The Confederates are just holding back in the middle of the open. Union can't really see them because they are defilated. It's kind of hard to see from where I am from the overview, but they are defilated. So they do have a nice little protection from the ground. It allows them to pop up and take their shots, which I think that's what they're doing right now. Union artillery appears to just be they're just shooting the guys at the house. Just fascinating. More Union infantry reforming. It looks like most of the Union infantry is over here now, dealing with these Confederate forces. Again, like I said, over time this map's become more and more Union biased just because there's more men that can defend a tinier area, like Otto Sherrick, for example, as well. Maybe that's not as good of an example, but it's kind of a little the same idea. Union pulling men off of the top of the hill down to the stone wall here, probably to deal with the men that are inside of this house right now. There they are taking shots. And this is really a shootout. Confederates not really being aggressive. Another way they could attack, we haven't seen them attack, is going from this barn house straight for this corner position here. It allows them to get to that stone wall relatively quickly if they want to. Can we hear the Confederate officers talking? So great conversation from a Confederate team. But let's hear what does the Union say. I heard the word charge, and I thought they were actually going to do it, but then he said charge or will die. So, Confederates have to make the move. Both sides are very even ticket-wise. They're probably going to be trading tickets in terms of this shootout here, which that always favors the attackers in terms of tickets because the defenders have less tickets. But the thing is that this takes off a lot of time and doesn't necessarily deal a whole lot of damage. If there was no time limit on any given map, right, the attackers should just sit back all day and just shoot them down, because you will win that all the time. So you can see is attackers have more tickets, and generally you trade tickets in shootouts like this. Union have pulled back, baiting the Confederates to charge because the Confederates can't hit, and that's what they're doing. Confederates charging. Here we go. Let's see how this turns out. Both sides hitting the snake fence. Confederates still pouring in. Union pouring up from the bottom. It looks like Confederates are winning on the top here, but more Union reinforcements might prevent that from happening. It looks like Union's probably going to prevail.
Take the flag.
All the Confederates haven't charged in, though. So, with 31 minutes left, the Union has repulsed a Confederate assault. We have Talgray being officer now.
Hold that hill, hold that hill. To the last.
Hold the countercharge.
Near Dua Lipa telling his men to countercharge, and the Union listens. They're countercharging these men. I don't know how far they're going to be able to go, but they are pushing down the hill with what few guys that are actually countercharging.
You ain't running? Okay, you're definitely ain't running. I'm getting your soul.
Turn around.
I'm a. Oh wait, that's a flag.
It's always fun to watch. Uh-oh. So Raccoon might get a... No!
Brother, my brother in Christ, how do you miss? No! Oh, you killed him. You killed him. God bless your soul.
I agree. How do you miss a shot like that? No. I don't know if it's still in the game, but if you are too close to another person's body in game, and you try to shoot them, you will shoot through them, which is fascinating in its of itself. But we're a third of the way through the game. and the Union has successfully held the Confederates twice now. Both attacks, or actually has it been 3 times? I don't know. 2 or 3 times. Maybe I'm confusing the first attack with 2 different things, one on the left, one on the right, but it's going to be very hard for the Confederates to break the Union. What are they talking?
I have a question.
Yeah, I have an answer for you, but if you want me to answer it, you gotta be within shouting range. I'm gonna be up here.
Yeah,
Are you
there's a
a
red
smart
one at the
fella or
top.
a fart
I know.
smeller?
There's 2 of
I'm
them
a
up
fart
there.
smeller.
Hold.
I like smelling.
What's the plan, boys?
So Preacher is scouting out the enemy. Let's see, what are they talking?
Wait. Keep coming.
This is not a defilade. This is not a defilade.
This is a deflate.
That was a deflate.
Here we go. Right here, fellas.
This is a defilade.
Oh.
This is a kill zone.
No, it's not. Am I dead? Am I
Why
dead?
am I
Come
still
on, guys.
alive?
Am I dead? Get up here. Come on.
I'm
Come on.
you.
Get up here and get up
Union
here.
hitting,
and
taking
fire.
losses.
Get up here and
So
aim
even
on
though the
fire.
Confederates
This
have
is
failed,
the
right, they have
deflate.
knocked the Union down. When will the Confederates have taken losses, though? Time will tell.
There you go. Independent fire's open.
So the Confederates have begun their independent fire of the Union position again. It really depends. When will the Confederates hit taking losses? Because Confederates are going to have to knock the Union down to their last stage of last stand. Which, if you don't know, Union's at taking losses. They go down to breaking, then last stand. Confederates taking losses. It's very, very close. So the Union is keeping up with the Confederates. I'm liking the approach of the Union here. They're avoiding taking casualties. They're sitting back, making sure the Confederates can't hit them, then force the Confederates to charge at you so that you can get nice shots on them when you have a nice snake fence. At least that seems to be the Union strategy.
Hey. I'll tell you what you shoot at. You shoot on a snake real fence. Be on the grass.
So, Confederates just enjoying themselves with the shooting. But the thing is, right, there's no other Confederate force. Like, this just looks like Union has a lot more men. It's because they're spread out more over a bigger area. But, as we can see... Never mind, the Union has more men. How many men do Union have on artillery? 12. So, in reality, the Union has more men. So, this has changed from the beginning of the battle where we saw the Confederates having more men. But the Union is sitting back, just awaiting. They want the Confederates to charge. They want them to charge.
Extend the line to the right.
So Confederates are extending their line to the right because they probably see a man or 2 more, which they can.
You want some, huh?
Please.
Yeah, no.
Preacher is trying to get his men to get over there. His best attempt. But Union's not. They're not falling for anything. They're not pushing up. They're killing the clock. That's what they need to do. Might not be the most interesting thing to watch, but they're doing what they need to do to win the game, which is avoid taking casualties. I mean, Union is still on a trajectory to win this game, even if they're up there shooting at the Confederates. But I'm intrigued to see if the Confederates will try to rush down here and take this corner, which you can see a couple guys trying to do. Sorry, but time will tell. Confederates are shifting right more. It's probably just to try to get a better angle on the Union. You can see an officer moving off to the right, and I think... Are they scooting down further?
Right down here. Independent fire on that fucking
They're just scooting down further. This battlefield is slowly expanding. Again, Union's not baiting or anything. Oh my goodness, they have artillery. Good fire. Fire the cannon! No, the cannoneer got shot. That's really fun. I really want to see this artillery piece shoot. Yeah, because it's in such a nice spot. I think they're still trying to get it set up. Union actually moving down to the stone wall here. I think they're just trying to deal with those Rambos. If anything. But Yeah, the Union guys are getting caught up in the open here. Alright, Confederates do have a clear route to this corner. But Union could get there in a jiffy, and with trying to hop over things, it can be a little difficult.
You can see him. You can see him. You can
So
see
the
him.
Union is still there. Confederates pushing up further and further to try to see them better.
Boys, hold. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
Boys, bravery, bravery.
Filthy.
Yeah, but they're shooting us from standing here, man. We should have gone by the fence. The musicians have more guts than you guys.
So are they pushing up to the wall? So Union starting to take more casualties here. Confederates have actually moved up to this fence here, and Union have now moved up to the fence and started re-engaging the Confederate lines. How much damage are they doing here? A couple of deaths here, not a whole lot. Unless I don't have bodies high on here. Helps with the frames, you know what I mean. So I don't know if they dealt a lot. It didn't look like from what I saw, but Union's now breaking. If the Confederates cap the point, they win the game. The whole Union team is up here. They got a couple guys on point. You see a couple Confederates are inching their way towards the point. When will the Confederates hit breaking, though? That'll be the big thing, right? Because we've seen the Union try to hold back and not take casualties. But because of that, they haven't been able to deal that many casualties. And the point is being decapped by the Confederates. So these two guys are on point. And I think a couple of those guys are on point. So, wow. I don't disagree with the Union ideology. Strategy, not ideology. You could call it that. I don't necessarily disagree with the strategy Union did here. It's just the unfortunate thing is they weren't able to deal enough damage. But we'll see in retrospect what happens. Union beginning to readjust, realizing what is happening here. What are they doing? Are they just... They're going to the point. They're going to the point. They are completely falling back in mass. That's going to allow the Confederates to get up on this corner. And you can see the Confederates have instantly just moved up to this corner. And Union are... Unless the Union can somehow knock the Confederates down to final push and hold before they lose all their men in last stand, I don't see how the Union win this. So Union have just completely given up the corner there, just to defend this stone wall. They're using the stone wall and this straight fence to the left of the stone wall as their defense. It's going to allow these guys to get some nice shots down the stone wall. It's not a perfectly straight stone wall. It's actually going to bother me a little bit now that I've noticed that, but Union artillery getting some shots off. I don't know how effective they're going to be. More Confederates shifting down to the right from the top of the hill. Trying to move on the point, but it looks like the Confederates are going to have to try to knock the Union into last stand if they want any shot at taking this point. What are they saying, though?
Come on, boys. Into the point.
Rorkwall is telling his men to go to the point, but right as they go, he is murdered.
We're going, everyone. Let's go.
Here we go. Confederates are moving. They don't have an officer, though, so this won't be necessarily coordinated. And Union's going to be able to get some free tickets. You can see the Confederates are charging, on the other hand, up on top of this hill. They're going to get some nice auto line and skirmishing here. Union hitting last stand, however. That was... What the heck? It seemed a lot faster than what I anticipated, so any Union who dies now, will not be able to respawn, which is huge. So this will be a slow 20-minute death for the Union. Yeah, Union's all bunched up. They're getting shot from two sides now because these guys on top of the hill are either going to charge down or start shooting at them shortly, which they are now shooting at them. Wow. very surprising to see the Union hit last stand when they did. So Confederates slowly inching up. Their guys are antsy. They want the win. Confederates hitting breaking though. So Union does have a way to go. Confederates just hit 25% of their remaining tickets. This is such a weird way to watch the Union defend the map. I mean, I guess it's not too weird. Normally see the Confederates go up to the cannons, take them, and then the Union are down here. Normally we don't see Union on both sides of these fences. Well, at least from what I've seen, I should say that. Is that Union artillery Union artillery trying to kill these guys on their own artillery, but they are just destroying their own cannons. So Confederates moving onto the point. They're taking it. They have more men. They're on this nice stonewall position. So it looks like the Union won't be able to put up much of an effort. A lot of their men are inside the house, so if anything, it's going to be a very trickled in attempt to retake this point. Point is going down further and further. We have Dualifa and his last couple men. Dualifa's still alive. What the hell? There it goes. The point is starting to be captured by the Confederates. Union, again, really all they can muster is a trickle in at this point. And that'll do it for this round. Just the slow death of the Union. Yeah, wow. That was crazy. I haven't seen the Confederates win Roulette Lane this map in a way that they have today. I don't think this will work so well in regimental, the attack strategy, but I don't know. That's why you play the game, because it could work in a match compared to on paper, because that's why you play the game, because you never know. So yeah, well done to the Confederates. I mean, Union had the game for a while, up until taking losses. And then from there, Union adopted the strategy of, okay, we're going to avoid casualties, not go down the breaking last stand, so we're going to sit back. But Confederates were still hitting some of those shots. I'm intrigued to see the out-of-line markers for the Union, because that'll decide a lot of it. I think them sitting back, I want to see, so they started sitting back now. Union's still raking in casualties. So a lot of Union out of line starting to spike up there as Union hit breaking because of the fighting around the house. So yeah, that'll do it. Well done, the Confederates. With that being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next episode.